There is a lot happening in our world right now, and things might be hard for some, but the holidays are also approaching.
And that's right. So we have Farron Wright here with us today to talk about finding joy during this holiday season.
Yes.
She's an inspirational speaker, and she's also a social media influencer. You can see her Instagram at Farron Wright. Farron, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Yes, we're looking to get a lot of insights from you.
Okay.
How do you find joy in the holiday season, which could be sometimes stressful? You're hosting a lot of parties.
Yes, I think finding joy is whenever you're grounded and you really have those things that really matter to you and you put those things first. So for me, it's my relationship with the Lord and then my family, and I just make sure that I protect those things so that those things always come first, and then I try and fill in everything else. So it's kind of just having that order of the way that you do things and being intentional about them.
I think that's a really good point, and sometimes just getting to that point I feel could be difficult because there's just so much going on in the world. How do you do it to stay focused on something that is actually really important to you, not get sidetracked and keep this kind of, just not lose sight of it, basically?
Yeah, I think some really, really good tips are being so intentional and putting things on your calendar. Some of the easiest things that seem so simple, we don't do, and then if we don't do it, we know that in our family, if it is not on our calendar, it's not going to happen. So we have shared calendars, we write intentional times, even taking our children, I have 2 boys, out to dinner, we intentionally plan all the little moments, because then you look back and you're like, wow, we did get to do a lot. Because when you have thoughts and then they are not able to be fulfilled on the calendar, that can sometimes feel like a lot of weight. But if you're intentionally planning, then it makes it a lot easier.
Well, you know, I've been doing some reading on this. Like Family Fire says, you can actually write out a gratitude list.
Yes.
And that's one way that you can help to channel all that joy. But now, how do you feel your best during the holidays? Any rituals that you have?
Yeah, so I think that really for me, I love being able to really create that space where I can have peace in the morning time, that I stick to my daily routine. That's one of my key things is throughout the holidays, even if it's late nights and doing parties and so much family, really being able to stick to a routine can help you so much and really just be able to help you feel your best in the mornings so that you're able to walk out the rest of your day with everything that you need.
That's a really good point, to also take some me time, basically, and slow down. So on a kind of a little bit different of a topic, I know things can be kind of difficult right now financially, especially. I know inflation has been hitting people hard, and now during a time of, you know, hosting dinners, finding gifts. What are some of the ways, maybe for alternatives? How do you give joy, basically, especially in a non-materialistic way?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Well, it's so cool because joy, so it's not something that can be bought. Like, yes, other things make us happy, but true joy, like giving something away, making people feel so seen and valued and loved, that brings immediate joy. Being able to smile at somebody, intentionally say somebody's name as you're getting a coffee, you can give them so much joy by just recognizing people. And it doesn't have to do money. You can do, again, it's all about that intentionality of like, maybe like, how can I do this? I'm gonna ask, how can I bless somebody today? Or how can I give in a way that is like, hey, let me hold the door open for you today. It is like the little things that go such the long way that sometimes we lose that in such a busy time of year.
Okay, Farron, that's really spiritual. Very cool stuff. How do you bless someone? What does that entail?
Yeah, so for me, daily, like just being able to look somebody in the eye and just being like, hey, what's your name? Tell me a little bit about you. Where are you from? So many people, they don't feel like seen or like anyone wants to talk to them. And so being able to just want to have a conversation with someone. My mother-in-law, she's so funny. She's like, do you know everyone? And I'm like, no, I just talk to everyone. That's so easy.
Now I do.
Now I do, yeah. I didn't know them before, but I do now.
That's really great. Now, desire and purpose.
Yes.
This is something you talk about a lot, that you really need to know them. So can you elaborate on that, Farron?
Yes, absolutely. So I really feel like your identity is linked to your purpose. And I really feel that when you get to be still, things inside you, like maybe you're like, I don't know why I like to do that, or passions that you have, you're like, oh, that seems a little strange. I would have never thought that talking that would lead me to being a speaker, because I always got in trouble for talking. But it's so funny that the things inside of you really are telling you about you. So if you can get quiet and be able to just be like, okay, I really like these things. And then a really key point that I like to tell people is like, who do you get inspired by? So somebody that you're inspired by, there might be something likeness in them that it's showing you maybe what you're supposed to do, a direction that you're supposed to go, which is just such a cool point.
Yeah, I love that message also of, you know, you're fine just the way you are, basically.
Yeah.
And of course, you're an inspirational speaker. You encourage people to be the best they can be. So is now a great time to maybe do that? And also maybe that relates to the me time, to just also set new goals for the new year. How should people go about that?
Yes, it is so important to set goals. It's so important to have vision. So without a vision, there's no way for us to move forward. So with the vision, you can make actionable steps that literally propel you to set goals, to be able to reach those goals. Even very little goals, if you are setting them, you are moving forward. So if it's a big dream, all you have to do is be like, okay, what is my first step to get there? And then check it off the list and continue moving forward. And you're like chipping away at something, and at the end, you're gonna have a huge goal that you're able to meet.
Right.
So awesome. So my family does a Hogan family Christmas party every year, and it's like, you know, all the cousins are joining and everything. How important are traditions this time of year?
Traditions are so important. No matter what your family looks like, it is so important to bring them together, create intentional moments, because your children, your family, they look forward to that, and it keeps them anchored all throughout the year, that they know that they're going to be able to have this tradition and look forward to that every year.
Wow, this was a really great talk. Thanks so much for coming on. Farron Wright, inspirational speaker and social media influencer.
Thank y'all.
Thank you, Farron.